Hello everyone. Hope y'all are having a great day. Don't know what I'm going to talk about today yet. I filmed a lot of videos in advance. I've sort of run out of options to do while I'm walking. So, if you have any ideas, I would really appreciate them, because I'm trying to take advantage of the weather being nice while it is. It's actually really hot today. Could have probably filmed inside, but I wanted to exercise, come on a walk. So, that's what I'm doing. So, I hope y'all have been doing well. There are a lot of squirrels out today. I am not a huge fan of squirrels. They like to live above my room and drive me insane. So, I guess I'm going to tell y'all today a little bit about cooking and baking. So, one thing that I love to do is to bake. My mom likes for me to cook because she means that she doesn't have to cook. And because she works full time, she doesn't really have time as much to cook unless she cooks on the weekends. So sometimes I meal prep on the weekends and then cook on the weekdays or something. And it's always a challenge to find things that everyone in my family likes and enjoys. So, I guess the one thing that has really been a hit with all of my family is called chicken pockets. And I basically put everything in the food processor because that's easy. I put cheese, cheddar cheese, Mexican blend cheese, which is 3 cheeses in one. It's shredded cheese. Cream cheese, salt, pepper, chicken. I think it's 4 chicken breasts maybe. Trying to think if there's anything else that I put in there. I think that's all. It's really easy. So I put all that in the food processor and blend it, process it. We have a Ninja food processor, which is really nice. It's really powerful and works really well. So I do that, and then I have crescent rolls. And I scoop about a tablespoon, sometimes more, into crescents, and then I roll the crescents up and seal them so that there's no opening. And then I put them in the oven. I think it's 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe it's 20 to 25. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. And I stick it in the oven. And that has been a big hit with my family. I usually serve it with rice and black beans and green beans. But some people in my family are getting tired of green beans, so sometimes I'll do carrots. Just depends on what we have. When quarantine went into effect, we actually stocked up on green beans. A lot of green beans. Cans and cans piled up of green beans, so my dad said if that's all we have, I'll eat them, but I would prefer something else. So he started buying carrots and trying to get creative. I'm sorry, I'm looking to the side. I hear movement. I'm wondering if it's a squirrel or a rabbit. Sometimes in this area there are rabbits. I love seeing the rabbits. That's why I love this trail so much. So what else? I love baking more than I like cooking. I baked a lot over quarantine, and the reason why, I guess I was watching the news one morning and it said something about Joanna Gaines and how she was baking or cooking. She was doing something, and she just noticed it took her mind off of what was going on and helped her. And the night before, I had been baking, and I realized that entire time while I was baking, I wasn't thinking about what was going on around the world with COVID. I was thinking about what I was doing. And so baking has been a lifesaver during this time. If I get in the kitchen and bake or cook, whatever, my mind shifts to what I'm doing, and I'm not just sitting around thinking, oh my goodness, if I get COVID, I could die. That's essentially what had been going on in my mind. With my immune system being weak, with my lungs being weak, with me not being normal and considered high risk because of muscular dystrophy, all I was thinking all the time was, if I get COVID, I'm a goner. So, I did a lot of baking. I think everyone in my family gained some weight. With me, it was a good thing to gain weight because I'm still staying extra aware of what my weight is. But recently I've had to back off a little bit. I made cookies a few weeks ago. No, it was last week. All my days run together. Last week I baked some cookies because my dad had said one night, I really want some cookies. And so I tucked that away in my mind and thought, I'll make cookies tomorrow. So I baked some cookies. I thought we had chocolate chips but couldn't find them. But I found M&Ms, so I made them with M&Ms. Mom really loved them. My mom doesn't eat much desserts, but she ate more cookies than my dad ate that night, which was a win for me, I felt like. My favorite recipe, I'm going to share this with y'all. It's not my recipe. I saw it on Facebook, and it was called Quarantine Cookies. I've made these a ton because they're just so good. What you do, it's 3 ingredients. Super easy. A cup of sugar, a cup of peanut butter, and an egg. That's it. You mix those together in a mixing bowl, whatever you have. And then I did about a tablespoon, and I just spooned it out because it felt really sticky and I didn't want to get my hands all dirty. Usually with cookie dough I'll roll it into a ball, but I just spooned it onto the cookie sheet. And so I spooned it down to the cookie sheet and baked it, I think at 350, and it was for 10 to 15 minutes. And I usually go with the lower time and check it, and if it needs more I'll stick it back in. Oh, but before I stuck it in, I had the balls on the cookie sheet and I took a fork and did it both ways, vertical and horizontal, just to make the little marks that peanut butter cookies typically have on them. Those cookies are amazing. They're kind of like a comfort dessert. And if you are allergic to peanut butter, I am so sorry. So it's one of my favorite desserts. So baking really helps me with my anxiety. So if you're having a lot of anxiety, you may want to try cooking and baking. I mean, also during quarantine, I got started back on anxiety and depression medication. But it was nice just to have something that took my mind off of what was going on. So I did that. And I still cook. I don't bake as much. I miss baking. But I'm trying to help my family rather than cause them to keep gaining weight. So my dad's favorite thing for me to cook, well, I think it's his favorite, is eggplant parmesan. That's one of his favorite foods. I actually have his mom's recipe. So that's a good one. I've baked lemon bars a few times. That's my grandmother's recipe too. I'm not a lemon person. I'm not like lemon or key lime. Those just aren't really my thing. But this lemon bar recipe is phenomenal. On our last visit with her, she had spent the day making these lemon bars. And she didn't know I didn't like lemon, so I didn't really want to tell her. So I ate one, and oh my goodness, they were so good. So that's the one lemon thing that I will eat. So that's one tip if you're struggling with anxiety, is to cook and bake. It worked for me. It may not work for you, but I just thought I'd share with y'all how that helped me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments about ideas, since I've sort of run out of ideas, or any other comments, please leave them down below. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button down here somewhere and hit the bell directly next to it to get notifications whenever I post new videos. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Trying to think of an encouragement of the day. Didn't think of one ahead of time. Oh, one that I'm gonna have to look back at the reference because I don't remember. It said find rest, and I needed that day. So I will put the full verse and the reference in the description below. But take those times to find rest. Whether it is just zoning out for 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone and do something relaxing for 10-15 minutes. Whatever it is, just find that rest that you need today. Talk to y'all next time. Bye guys.